Hello, everybody. My name is Fernando Valencia. I play percussion and timpani with the Arkansas Philharmonic Orchestra since 2011 now. I'm also a faculty member at the University of Arkansas. I have the pleasure of working with my mentor and teacher, Professor. And I also want to thank Jason Miller, Executive Director of the Arkansas Philharmonic Orchestra, and also Maestro Steve Baez for creating this bridge of communication between the musicians and the audience, since there are being very hard times in which we can't really express, and but it's a great way to do it. Yeah, so I definitely think the initiative from the orchestra, and I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy this happy hour, 30 minutes. I'm gonna feature myself the first time as a bartender, so hope everything goes okay. I think there is a button there. I'm not very familiar, but I think there is a button that it says watch party. So if you want to click on it, and then we spread the word, and we are going to have a good time here. Also, you can share it on your page if you want to. Well, today I'm going to bring two contrasting pieces and a little bit of the main sources, main musical sources of the Latin music. I know this is a broad theme and scope, but I hope the essence of this, I'm going to bring a piece that is a heavily European influence in form, melody, harmony. And so I have a piece that is heavily influenced by the African era. I'm going to start with the piece that has very European influence. And this piece is Pasillo. Pasillo is a very popular style from the northern part of South America, Colombia, Venezuela, and Ecuador. And this Pasillo is called Patas Dilo. Pasillo is a variant, it's kind of an adaptation of the Viennese waltz. So I'm sure you know the rhythmic structure of the waltz is 1, 2, 3, tum, ting, ting, tum, ting. In Pasillo, you have a little elements in it. So kind of it gets a little syncopated, a little tastier. So you have a nice kind of African feeling in the 6/8 and 3/4. So all those elements combine and get a nice cocktail, right? A nice musical outcome. Like I said, Pasillo is titled Patas Dilo, composed by Colombian composer Carlos Viejo from Antioquia. We have a more in-depth definition of what Pasillo is, and this is by Colombian historian Guillermo Abadia, and he says, quote, "The Pasillo evolved as one of the many symbols of independence towards the second half of the 19th century as an adaptation of the Austrian waltz. One of the elements of creolization was the rhythmic change. Other change include faster dance steps and more choreographic challenges. The same music style was named Waltz in Venezuela, and was named Pasillo in Colombia and Ecuador, like I mentioned before. Demanding technical interpretation required the dancers to be more creative and challenged, then more and more every time, to the point of becoming one of the most favorite dance repetition styles. Quote, very few people could stand more than 4 songs in a row. This was fire. An important component of the outfit is the use of a handkerchief by the men to avoid dropping sweat on women. In its initial form, the Pasillo was merely instrumental. Typical configuration was guitar, tiple, and bandola. Bandola is kind of an adaptation of the lute. Bandola carries the melodic part, guitar, of course, the bass, and tiple, the harmonic component. All of those, of course, string instruments. Through the times, vocals with tempos slowed down, and songs filled with deep poetry were very popular. The song you're going to hear is an adaptation for marimba, which I made it possible, and I thought it was better recorded in advance, so you can probably capture the sound with the mics better than these live microphones. So here is for you, Pasillo Patas Dilo by Carlos. I hope you enjoy. thank you guys for listening. I want to thank Gustavo Zamudio Ortega. He's on the side of the screen helping me out with switching back and forth from the videos and myself. So thank you. He's a grad student of Arkansas in guitar, and I appreciate your work. I forgot to mention about the title, Patas de Hilo. See? A little bit of history around this tune. The historians say that Carlos Viejo, he had a story of or he has a book of about 2,000 songs, and they say that this song kept on the list for about 20 years, and he titled anything. And one of those was letting his shoe boy shining his shoes, and the guy was like, "Hey, when are you gonna dedicate a tune to me or something to me?" And I was like, "I got you, I have it." They went there and named this song Patas de Hilo because this guy was very skinny legs with. So that's the name. We construct Patas de Hilo. I hope you perceive a very strict form and A, B, C, da capo with no repetition for, very strict formally. And of course, if you think of a slider where you can move to these Latin American, so it gets more European or in between or Africanized, you will probably fill it with the next composition. Now, if you have some comments or things for the music, just please write them down or send me a personal message. Let me check. I don't have any question, anything you want to know about music or about these tunes or about me or about the orchestra or anything in particular. I'm happy to reply, even if it's after the live. Okay, so we're here on a happy hour, right? So here I am. I'm gonna make a mojito, and this is gonna be a very special one. It's a dark mojito because it's gonna use dark rum. Typically, the mojito is with white rum, of course. And I have had the pleasure of trying mojito in Havana, in La Bodeguita del Medio, everywhere, and I think it's a great drink for summer. Very crisp and very tasty too. So let me just show you the ingredients that I have here. So I have yerba buena or mint. I have lime wedges. We call it limon. Yeah. We have azúcar here, brown sugar right here. I hope you can see from there. I have, of course, drum roll. I have the Havana Club rum. I brought it from the last time I went to Cuba, so precious stuff. And I have soda water with me, club soda, any flavor, anything. Okay, so you got the ingredients. This, of course, mojito is related to the next piece that you're going to hear because this piece has got Afro-Cuban components on it. So let me tell you a little bit about Curcuma. Curcuma is a piece that I composed 3 years ago. We premiered with the University of Arkansas Percussion Ensemble, conducted by Maestro Dale Warren and directed by Professor Charles Ragsdale in 2017 at the NCPP conference. And a little bit of the background about this piece, Curcuma of sounds. I was looking for some kind of something that tell me, okay, some kind of inspiration, some kind of material inspiration. So you go into the same sequence of rhythms, you kind of get something with it. So that happened to me. My mom, every morning, she woke up at 5:30, 6 in the morning. So yeah, I was in the bedroom listening to this. So she had a special sequence, a strict sequences of sounds. Since she opened the pantry door, then she dropped pans, she dropped cup things, turn off the blender, the water top. So in a special sequence, yeah, and I'm sure you will see when you hear the theme at the beginning of Curcuma, you will hear the sequence, and I use that sequence to work the piece. You will feel that this piece has three important main parts. The first part is, of course, the introduction. You will hear the Curcuma section. You will hear exactly the sounds that my mom used to make in the kitchen every morning, and then you're going to hear some kind of more conversation, dialogue between the soloist, which is me, and percussion setup, and the orchestra, which is a percussion ensemble. This is a contrasting theme that is by the soloist and is replicated and elaborated by the percussion. And then you're going to hear a cadenza, and then Curcuma things comes again stronger, right, in a 6/8 mode, different math. And then it opens up as a curula, which is music from the Pacific coast of my country, Colombia. So here is Curcuma. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Curcuma. I hope you perceive the African diaspora elements through the whole composition. And I have some questions. Thanks for asking. So one of those is, what is the name of the video I previously performed? And the name is Patazilo. And Patazilo is named after the composer, Carlos Vieco, a shoe shine boy asking for a piece. When dedicate a piece to me, and he got it with that Patazilo. Patazilo means skinny legs. I have another. What is the role of the percussionist? Well, the percussion is actually the coolest in the orchestra. We are in the back of the orchestra. You probably can't see us sometimes, but I'm sure you can hear us when we come together. I love it. There are very few words to describe the passion and love that I have for playing percussion. We provide elements, we provide work to compositions, and we also carry also melodic components to the music. And that's pretty much the role. Well, important aspect of being a percussionist is being very prepared before rehearsals, the music, and knowing sometimes getting in touch with the score is a pretty good idea. And sometimes we play a lot. Sometimes we just have one crash or one note or two. So we need to know who we are lining up with and what instruments we need to call. So that's very important. Getting early in rehearsals and being ready to prepare because rehearsal is short, and then perform the concerts. That's pretty much the role of the percussionist in the orchestra. And I'm not how many years I've been in percussion. Has been 20 something already. I started playing folkloric drums, then I moved into drum set, and then I decided to go to school for classical percussion. I got in touch with this fantastic array of instruments, keyboards, timpanis, cymbals. One time, Alan Abel, a famous percussionist, told me that there are about 80 percussion instruments that we need to go around with it, deal with, know them. So lots of them. And how is the term son cubano, and what are the versions of it? Well, son cubano, Cuban son, is a music, very popular music from the eastern part of Cuba. There is a nice definition that I like. Son cubano or Cuban son is the love between the strings brought from Europe and the Alps. So son cubano actually has a product which is the changui. It was used to marimbula, bongo drum, and string instruments. It started with the guitar, and then it moved into what is called a tres, string instrument. It has 3 line of double strings. Okay, thanks for the questions. I'm going to move on to announcement for the APO. The Bar Memorial Concert Online is happening August 16. Seasons announcements for fall are happening in 2 weeks, and 1 week from today, Richard really will have his happy serenading you with some trumpet melodies and cool stuff. And again, if you have comments and questions, just let me know, drop them there. I'll be happy to answer anything orchestra. You can like to the page and just kind of pitching for all the activities that are happening. Okay, so here it goes. As I mentioned before, I have azúcar, sugar, limon, lime, mint, yerba buena. So it's not too hard to make the dark mojito. You put the mint, yerba buena inside. A little bit of mint leaves. Smells good. I wish you could hear the smell. So put some lime wedges on it. A little bit. That smells great. There. And a little bit of azúcar I have because we're preparing a dark mojito. Remember that a typical mojito is made with white rum, but I have this precious Havana Club dark rum I brought from Havana on my last trip. So it's pretty good. A little bit of sugar on it. All right. I hope I can make it as a bartender. A little bit of dark sugar, about 2 tablespoons of sugar on it. Boom, there you go. Okay, and you get them, smash them pretty good, right? Okay, as you can see, so all the nice flavors come out of this. Oh yeah, pretty good. Like that, cool. You can spend a little more time just kind of going through everything, but I think time is going. So I'm going to go a little faster. Here you go. Then you add a little bit of ice on it, right? Sorry, I missed the clippers. I'm going to use my hands this time. A little bit of ice, crushed ice on it. Okay. Then, drum roll, the beer is Habana rum, 60 milliliters, fine. dark rum you put on it. There you go. Okay, and you kind of mix up a little bit, right? I hope you can see from there. Let's mix. Then you can add a little bit of soda water here, club soda water. Get some bubble action there, some carbonated water on it. Pretty good. And you can, if you want, you can add more ice on it, on the mojito. And decorations, you can use the rest leftovers of the yerba buena or mint. You know, yeah. My first mojito ever. Hope it's good. And here's the short. Well, here we go. So one more time, thanks to Jason Miller, Executive Director of APO, and Maestro Stibais for creating this bridge of communication between the musicians and the audience. I hope we can come back stronger and play again. I remember the last concert we had was the Symphony Fantastique and the Crystal Bridges Museum of Art. That was great. That was a great closer for the season. So I have it in my heart, in mind. And yes, keep it in touch. Drop a line, questions, anything you want. So here you go. Thanks for watching.